minutes behind schedule. I will also crave the indulgence of everybody who is right on the call right now that will wait some 5 minutes for others to join us. As of now, we have 5 participants. I think it will be appropriate that we wait 5 minutes so others can join us. Thank you very much.
First, let me say to you, I cannot wait to see you. You are the treasure I've been waiting for. Do you know how much I really need you? I dey pray for the day when I can finally kiss you. You know, say every day I dey pray for you. Oh, in my heart today is a permanent place for you. That's why my heart it a beat like do, cause now you I choose, so I am fair, me I am fair. I sing for you wanna be like do, baby now you I go big, oh I am fair, me I am fair. What there we go. See I may not give the world to you, but I'll give you what I have. Oh. That's why my heart it a beat like do, cause now you I choose, so I am fair, me I am fair. I sing for you wanna be like do, baby now you I go big, oh I am fair, me I am fair. Only for you it a be like oh. I sing for you my baby, I forgot how to be the kind of person that you asked me to be. I forgot how to see love in everything. I forgot totally. My brothers hate me, I love them too. My man call
Well,
me
good evening,
honey, I
everybody.
call him boo. But my neighbor don't like me, I hate him too. A man call me stupid, I call him fool.
Good evening, Diti and Kobe.
Thank you, Tim Salif. Good evening, President Gabriel.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Please let me know if you can hear me. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon. We can
Good
hear
afternoon.
the person.
We can hear you.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ejito Kungebro. I'm the president of Harmony Toastmasters, and I would like to welcome everybody to another edition of Harmony, another edition of our regular meeting. It promises to be a very wonderful time here today. So to kickstart the meeting, I would like us to say the pledge. I will lead. We can all leave our audio muted while I will do it together. I pledge to Nigeria, my country, to be faithful, loyal, and honest, to serve Nigeria with all my strength, to defend our unity and uphold our honor and glory. So help me God. All right. Thank you, everybody. You're welcome once again to this meeting. All right. Right now, I would like to share the Toastmasters promise. Okay, I would like to share the Toastmasters promise. Okay, is here. Thank you for helping. Thank you. So I will just read on behalf of everybody. As a member of Toastmasters International and Club, I promise to attend club meetings regularly, to prepare all of my projects to the best of my ability, basing them on the Toastmaster education program, to prepare for and fulfill meeting assignments, to provide fellow members with helpful, constructive beg your pardon. Okay. To help the club maintain. Can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
All right. To help the club maintain the positive, friendly environment necessary for all members to learn and grow. To serve my club as an officer when called upon to do so. To treat my fellow club members and our guests with respect and courtesy. To bring guests to club meetings so they can see the benefits Toastmasters membership offers, to adhere to the guidelines and rules of all Toastmasters educational and recognition programs, to act within Toastmasters' core value of integrity, respect, service, and excellence during the conduct of all Toastmasters activities. Thank you. Thank you. I would like also to apologize for my voice. It's hoarse. Please pardon me. All right. So today's meeting has been tagged Scaling All Hurdle. If you can, GTM Kubi, could you please stop sharing if you can? Thank you. So today's meeting has been tagged Scaling All Hurdle. And one question that comes to mind right now is, how many hurdles have you faced in your life? How many seemingly difficult situations have you encountered in this one lifetime? As you think about these things, somebody says that the essence of success is the amount of time you are able to deal with challenges on your way to success. Let's have a mind picture of a hurdle race. I know we all know it. Of course, we must have watched it in any of the edition of the Olympics. As athletes compete in hurdle race, they run and they jump. They run and they jump. One important thing about hurdle is one important thing about hurdle race is the process of navigating. The first one prepares you for the next and the next and the next. And that is why the story of the young David is instructive for all of us. When young David stood before the towering Goliath, he was only able to conquer because he leveraged how he scaled the hurdle of the past, how he taught the bear, how he killed the lion, how he ran after the lion and seized the lamb from it. Let's take a lesson from this, everybody. Every hurdle presents in it a process for succumbing the next. So trust the process, and I bet you will scale all your hurdle. And as we go into the prime part of this meeting, I will say to you, I wish you the best as you engage your hurdle, and I hope you scale them. Thank you very much. So right about now, I'm going to have to introduce is my friend. And he's a Toastmaster of the day. You know him, but you know, like they say, everything that enters starts well. I need to introduce him. Craig Esowode is an English doctor, speech coach, and elocution teacher. He is the founder of Craig's Communication Clinic, an organization that helps children alongside professionals to accomplish proficiency in English communication and public speaking capabilities. Besides, Craig is the VPE, that's Vice President Education of Mary Toastmasters Club, and a member of Massachusetts Port Washington Toastmaster Club, USA. Remarkably, he is the 2021 District 94 Speech Evaluation Champion. Everybody, please make welcome our Toastmaster of the day, TM Craig. Please, let's put our hands together as we welcome TM Craig.
Mr. President, this is the type of introduction that can catapult anyone into the region of supernatural exhilaration. Please accept my best thanks. I equally would like to capitalize on this opportunity to welcome you, fellow Toastmasters and guests, to another moment of experiential learning experience. Ladies and gentlemen, permit me to rationalize the fact that a Toastmasters meeting is structured into 3 segments. The first segment is called Table Topics. And during this segment, members will practice speaking spontaneously or extemporaneously. The second segment is educational or prepared speeches. In this segment, members are going to deliver orations or speeches from the learning path they are working on. The speaking order for today's meeting is Toastmaster Abdurrahim first, and then DTM or Distinguished Toastmaster Kubil Yanga next. Ladies and gentlemen, the last segment of the meeting is known as evaluation. And this segment is traditionally anchored or moderated by the general evaluator. Before I relinquish control of the spotlight, if you can hear me there, please give me the thumbs up like this. I need that assurance before I carry on with the meeting, please. Right, thank you very kindly. I would like to share a picture now with you all and possibly put Toastmasters into historical contexts. For the convenience of our new members and guests alike, the expedition of Toastmasters began on the 22nd of October, 1924, as you can see in this spectacularly scintillating picture. Ladies and gentlemen, the rationale behind the global institution of Toastmasters is to help the members sharpen the leadership, communication, and public speaking capabilities. Ladies and gentlemen, at this juncture, I will now introduce the general evaluator. This gentleman is an engineer and project manager. Besides, he's a public speaking and influence coach. Ladies and gentlemen, he helps people find their voices so that they can give their clients alongside their target audiences phenomenal experiences. I present to you the general evaluator of this meeting, Toastmaster Salif Mohammed.
Thank you very kindly, the Toastmaster of the day. Thank you. Fellow Toastmaster and guests, it's my pleasure to be in this great meeting with great minds. I will be your general evaluator for today. And as your general evaluator, I will be evaluating the meeting from start to finish. And I am not alone. It is said that you are as wise as your team. I have an array of team members that will make this meeting exhilarating for all of us all. Stay with me as I welcome them to explain their roles. In no particular order, I will begin with a timekeeper. She is a research and statistics officer with the Kwara Health Insurance Agency. As a public health professional, she is passionate about public speaking and has engaged in series of trainings, advocacies, public enlightenment with major stakeholders. She enjoys traveling, coaching, and reading. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, let's make welcome intending Toastmaster Bumi Balogun as she explains her role. Bumi Balogun, are you on call? Over to you.
She's not on call. She's not on call yet. I don't know. She's not on call yet.
Okay, while I go along with the other names until she comes along. I hope she comes along before we finish reeling out the other wonderful evaluators on this call. Stay with me as I call the next evaluator. The next role player is our timekeeper. He is a motivational speaker and a life coach. He's the executive director of a nonprofit governmental organization called Passion for Peace Initiative. He's the vice president membership, Harmony Toastmasters. He is a chess player and often play basketball. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, please join me as I welcome TM Jimo as he explains his role. Intending TM Jimo, are you on call?
Not yet on call.
Okay, before I reel out the other names, I would like volunteers for these two roles. These roles are as important as all the other roles, especially because it has to do with evaluation. And you would agree with me that evaluation is the breakfast of champions. Do I have volunteers for these roles?
General Evaluator, what are those roles, please?
The R counter and the timekeeper.
I would then volunteer that the grammarian can equally serve as the R counter. In that context, this meeting is going to have what is called in advanced Toastmasters clubs as the Armarian.
Is that okay with the grammarian? Let me introduce the grammarian. One moment, please.
Okay.
Yes, I have his profile, by the way. He happens to be the president of this great club. He would be president of this great club. He, with a teaching and facilitating roles in various capacities, Gabriel Ejitokun Kayode has built a reputation of an excellent teacher. He is a communication coach, a teacher trainer, and an elocutionist. He is your go-to person for quality and effective training in presentations and communication skills. He founded Regal Effects Solution Nigeria Limited, a professional training firm. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, let's welcome intending Toastmaster and would-be President Ejitokun Kayode Gabriel as he explains his role and lets us know if he's taking the role of the R counter.
Thank you, everybody. I'm the grammarian. I'm going to be serving as the grammarian in today's meeting, and my roles include or involves me paying attention to impeccable use of language, as well as not so impeccable, some inappropriate use of words and what have you. I'll also combine that with the role of the R counter. The role of the R counter means that I would watch out for filler words that are used by speakers of this meeting, like others, and and then I'm also, as part of my role as a grammarian, I'm going to be watching for people who use the word of the day. By the way, the word of the day is prime. Prime. It means chief, the most important. To use that sentence, the prime The prime purpose of public speaking is to influence the behavior of one's audience. Some of the synonyms include chief, most important, and what have you. Thank you very much.
Once again, is anyone volunteering for the role of timekeeper? Like I said, it's a prime role in this meeting. Do we have a volunteer?
Gabriel, do you have a member here who can play the role of the timekeeper? I would have volunteered.
Hello,
Notwithstanding, I have two roles already. I'm the team and speak to evaluator. Toastmaster Salif.
Very commendable roles you've taken, Toastmaster of the Day. I do not think you will be able to take the timekeeper's role, but in the absence of a volunteer, I would like to volunteer for the role. So for that purpose, I'll be checking the time for every speaker and every role player. And for the table topics section, all speakers will have 2 minutes of speaking time. The green card, that's going to be a challenge actually to produce the green, yellow, and red card from here, but we'll see what we can do. I could write on a chat box. But the green card will be shown or indicated after the first 1 minute. Great, great. That's wonderful of you. Thank you very kindly. The green card will be shown after the first minute into your speaking time. If you are speaking, if you are a table topic speaker, after the first minute, you'll be shown the green card. 1 minute, 30 seconds, you'll be shown the yellow, the amber. And at 2 minutes, you'll be shown the red. As soon as that comes up, it means you have 30 seconds to wrap up. So the maximum time is 2 minutes, 30 seconds, after which you would be disqualified. And for the prepared speeches, depending on the time allotted, if it's 5 to 7 minutes, 5 minutes, the green card will show. 6 minutes, the amber will show. And at 7 minutes, the red will be displayed. After which, you have only 30 seconds to wrap.
Hello, can someone still hear Salif?
He's out.
All right. I'm just going to carry on with the meeting in his absence. I'd like to think that he has fascinating challenges with his internet supply or connectivity. In regards to the speech evaluation, the international time length is 2 to 3 minutes. when a speaker has spoken for 2 minutes, the timekeeper would indicate the green card. And then when the speaker has spoken for 2 minutes, 30 seconds, the timekeeper would indicate the amber or yellow card. And when the speaker has spoken for 3 minutes exactly, the timekeeper will indicate the red card. And there is the 30 seconds of grace. Now we're going to carry on with the meeting. I haven't said that. I'd like to show you something. We're going to play a Zoom game. It's titled, What's in the Box? Here is the box, right? Here is the box. If you can guess with scientific or clockwork accuracy what I have kept in this box, I'm going to send you 1,500 Naira worth of recharge card right after this meeting. What's in this box? Is this something I keep in my kitchen, in my sitting room, in my bedroom? Is this something I keep in my bathroom or lavatory? Is this something I keep in my wardrobe? What's in this box? You can send your answer via the chat function or the chat box. If you heard that and you are exhilarated about it, please give it a thumbs up like this before we transition to the first segment of the meeting. Give it a thumbs up like this. I need that assurance now. All right. Thank you all very kindly for the thumbs up. Do you know the next recipe on the agenda? It's table topics, or the extemporaneous segment of the meeting. And this segment would be anchored or championed by the table topics master, whose prime responsibility is to designate the questions and call on the respondents. Fellow Toastmasters, friends and guests, our table topics master today is a freelance content writer as well as coach. Besides, he's a social media manager. Ladies and gents, he has more than 4 years of experience writing engaging as well as high quality content that heightens sales, fosters engagement, and drive visibility. Fellow Toastmasters, friends and guests, I present to you a gentleman who is committed to making the world a better place through engagement in community development initiatives. Please, with a resounding, rousing, rapturous round of applause, join me to welcome to this spotlight our table topics master or extemporaneous speaking host, intending Toastmaster Ibrahim Kazim. Ibrahim Kazim, are you on the call? Ibrahim Kazim, are you on the call?
I doubt. I can't see him on the call. I can't see him on the call.
That's
So
all
can
right. Go on, Gabriel.
Can I step into that breach?
Well, if you may, please step into that bridge, Gabriel. Over to you, Gabriel.
All right. Thank you very kindly, Mr. Toastmaster of the day. Toastmaster and guest. So here again is an opportunity for you to test your skills at being spontaneous. How much can you, or how fast can you think on your feet? So I have a couple of questions here to help you put this skill to use. Show Toastmasters and our guests how spontaneous it can be. So I have 3 questions. Just choose between okay, I have 5 questions. Choose between 1 and 5. Between 1 to 5. You can choose between 1 to 5. So I would like Toastmasters to first go, and then we can have our guest try afterwards. Toastmasters, please. Any volunteer, please. Let's volunteer. Okay, so if I do not get a volunteer, I'll be forced to nominate. If I do not get a volunteer, I'll be forced to nominate. Okay, DTM Chidi. DTM Chidi, thank you for volunteering. Can you hear me? Please say something if you can hear me, DTM Chidi.
Absolutely.
All right, thank you very much for volunteering. So 1 to 5, choose a question.
Question number 4.
Yes, number 4 it is. What is the one thing that you would most like to change about the world? I'll read that again. What is the one thing you would most like to change about the world? You have the floor, DTM Chidi.
Thank you most graciously, Table Topics Master. Teddy Toastmaster Coyote. What is the one thing I would most likely want to change in the world? Wow. As it is, you have not told me that I have any superpowers, so I will be unable to change anything in the world without superpowers. One thing I would, however, love to see more in the world is kindness. I would want us to learn how to be kind to each other. If COVID and the activities or the events that came after COVID has taught us anything, it's the fact that kindness goes a long way to help persons, because everyone is going through some sort of event, good, bad, ugly, or the other. And we can only help people or help the person closest to us, our neighbor, to navigate life if we're a little bit kinder than we are. Kind with our words, kind with our actions. Because in the words of Maya Angelou, an American author, she has said that people will forget what you said. People will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you make them feel. And if there's one thing that kindness does, is create a warm and fuzzy feeling within a person. If we are kind, then we'll be able to impact. We'll be able to foster change. We're asked to be the change that we want to see in life, so we need to begin to exhibit kindness. Bringing it home to Toastmasters, Toastmasters is all about kindness, because Toastmasters create a positive platform where people learn and grow. Zero prejudice, zero criticism, no negative criticism. Even when you do something the wrong way, you're encouraged and you're spoken to with kindness that makes you receptive of what the person is saying. So, Mr. Table Topics Master, the one thing I would want to see more in the world is kindness, because kindness makes the world little more easier and fun to live in. Over to you, Mr. Table Topics Master.
Thank you very much for that wonderful speech, DTM Chidi. Thank you. All right, so we have 4 more questions to go. 4 more questions to go. So our guests can participate right now. If you feel like you want to try, please do not hesitate. I have 4 more questions. Just choose from Between 1, 2, 3, and 5. 1, 2, 3, and 5. Questions 1, 2, 3, and 5. Excuse me.
Toastmaster, please try to call on someone so that we can progress the meeting.
All right, thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Thank you. All right, let me see. Okay. All right, I do not know. Abdulkadir Yusuf, are you a guest or a Toastmaster? Abdulkadir Yusuf, kindly unmute yourself. Are you a guest or a Toastmaster?
I'm a guest.
Or would you like to try?
Maybe not today.
that's understandable. That's understandable. Thank you. All right, I have another person here. Mortala Mohammed, are you a guest or a Toastmaster?
Mortala Mohammed.
Are you a guest or a Toastmaster?
Toastmaster.
All right. Would you like to volunteer, please?
No worries. Question 1.
Question 1. All right. Thank you. Question 1 is, where do you find inspiration? Where do you find inspiration? Toastmaster Mohammed, you have the floor.
Thank you so much, Topic Master. Inspiration comes from books. My inspiration comes from books. If you want to forge ahead, if you want to achieve success, you need to be a reader. You will find a lot of things that are usually provided in a book, in a text. So my inspirations comes from books that provide developmental issues on how to be self-developed as an individual, and how, as a volunteer, you can develop your own community, and how you'll be inspired and motivated to develop your own country and the world in general. Books also provide the inspiration for individuals to actually make the world a better place. Books are companions to individuals. Books actually inspire individuals to do greater things for the development of others, especially the less advantaged people. So books actually make the world go round. When you read books, you get ideas. When you read books, you know what happens in the past and what actually is happening and what actually may likely happen in the future. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Mohammed. Thank you for that rapturous and enchanting speech. Thank you. And then the last table topic question of the day. There is okay, I found someone here I would like to call. All right. Remilekun Oni. Guest, Remilekun Oni, would you like to volunteer? Remilekun Oni, are you on call? Okay, so I'll take that as not on call or not willing to volunteer. finally, let me see. Let me call. DTM Kubi, would you like to volunteer, please? Hello, can you hear me?
Someone is volunteering. Someone is volunteering.
Okay. Ikrama. Mohammed Ikrama. I'm sorry if I murdered the name. Pardon me. Mohammed Ikrama. Are you a Toastmaster or a guest?
I'm a Toastmaster.
Wow, you're welcome. So you have one. You have question 2, 3, and 5.
Okay, before I pick a question, I'd like to beg your pardon to leave my video off. I just got home from a journey. I'm trying to settle in.
That's fine. Please go ahead. That's fine.
I'll take question number 5.
All right, 5 it is. The question is, what lifts your spirit when life gets you down? What lifts your spirit when life gets you down? Toastmaster Ikrama, you have the floor.
Thank you so much, Mr. Table Topics Master. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. What lifts me up when life knocks me down? Hope. The hope that tomorrow is going to be better than yesterday is what keeps me up and inspired when life knocks me down. An example finds itself back in 2014 when I wrote JAM twice to get an admission into the university. I wrote the first one in 2014. I aced JAM, but admission was nowhere to be found. University of Jos refused to give me admission. I had 2 choices, to either aim for university or go to a polytechnic or some monotechnic somewhere, but I wanted university. Then I had to rewrite JAM in 2015. I aced it, and today I am a graduate of quantity surveying from University of Jos. So hope is what keeps me, it's what keeps my spirit awake when life knocks me down. Thank you so much.
Thank you so kindly, Toastmaster Ikrama, for that enchanting speech. So that has been it from me, Mr. Toastmaster of the day. Please take it away.
Mr. Impromptu speaking host, many thanks for the unparalleled magnificence of your moderation. Ladies and gentlemen, I am reminded about a provocatively intriguing Chinese proverb. An inch of gold is an inch of time, but you cannot buy an inch of time with an inch of gold. If you can relate to that, please give me the thumbs up like this, everyone. At this juncture, we shall go straight. Madam Didi, thank you most graciously for that. At this juncture, we're going to go straight to our timekeeper's report. We need to ascertain the respondents' performance in regard to time control. Mr. Timekeeper, give us your report, please.
Thank you very kindly. First off, I need to appreciate the effort of the Toastmaster of the day. I wonder where he gets his energy. I have never seen this kind of convo. It's been great. He did all the work. For the first speaker, tabletop speaker, he used 1 minute, 50 seconds. The second, the first I beg your pardon, the first table topic speaker, DTM Chidi, she used 2 minutes, 2 seconds. The second table topic speaker, Toastmaster Murtala Mohammed, used 1 minute, 50 seconds. And the third table topic speaker, Toastmaster Mohammed Ikrama, used 1 minute, 37 seconds. They are all within time. Thank you.
Many thanks, our timekeeper, for your clockwork, for your accurate reports. Gabriel, are we going to have a poll for the best table topic speaker or respondent?
All right, I would ask if DTM Kubi could help facilitate that.
All right, distinguished Toastmaster Kubiyanga, we are hoping that you're going to launch the poll later for us to vote for the best table topic speaker or best table topics respondents. Let me remind you that there is still something in this box. And if you can accurately guess what is in this box, you are going to receive 1,500 Naira worth of recharge card right after the meeting. All you have to do is to send your response to the chat function or the chat box. Ladies and gents, the next recipe on the agenda is prepared speeches. And fascinatingly enough, we have 2 speakers, and the speaking order is Toastmaster Abdurrahim Oreba will speak first, and then distinguished Toastmaster Kubuyanga will speak next. Fellow Toastmaster friends and guests, our first speech would come from Toastmaster Abdurrahim Oreba, as I mentioned quite early on. And this speech would be evaluated by distinguished Toastmaster Chidi Chukudi Madu. She would like to describe herself as a strategically minded finance professional, a chartered banker, and a project management professional. And from the perspective of Toastmasters, I am acutely aware of the fact that she's currently serving as the division director for Division F, or the director for Division F. Might I request distinguished Toastmaster Chidi Chukudimadu to please spell out the prime purpose of this speech assignment.
Thank you most graciously, Toastmaster Craig, for that splendiferous introduction. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Please, if you can hear me, can you respond so that I know I am not speaking to myself? Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests.
Good evening.
Awesome.
Good evening, DTM.
Thank you. Awesome. Today, Toastmaster Abdurrahim will be giving a speech from the Visionary Communications Part, Level 5, Project 1. He'll be giving his second speech on Develop Your Vision. And the objective of his speech this evening is for him. Well, so he's developed a detailed vision for his personal life, professional life, or for his organizational life. He will let us know. The purpose for him this evening in the second speech is to share some aspects of the plan to implement his or her vision. Toastmaster Rahim, please take it away. I am sure you would give us an insightful and inspirational speech.
Right, Madam Division Director, I confess myself fervently grateful for your succinct rationalization. Ladies and gentlemen, Toastmaster Abdurrahim Oreba is enthusiastic about helping people be the best version or version of themselves. He lives by the slogan, everything is possible. Ladies and gents, Abdurrahim has worked with the major telecommunications companies in Nigeria, and currently he works for Globalcom Nigeria in Maiduguri. He's the immediate past director for Area 14, plus the incumbent club growth director for Division E. The title of this speech is "The Future is Seen." The future is seen. Toastmaster Abdurrahim Oreba. One thing, please. Abdurrahim, the length of your speech is 3 to 4 minutes. Please correct me if I'm wrong.
5 to 7 minutes.
5 to 7 minutes. Some people take note of that. 5 to 7 minutes. The future is seen. I present to you our first speaker, Toastmaster Abdurrahim Oreba.
Yes, thank you so much. People follow a man with a vision, not a man with a goal. History has said it very clearly. When you talk about people like King Arthur, Winston Churchill, Okonjo-Iweala, Dorothy Okoye, Nelson Mandela, and Anikulapo Ransom Kuti Fela. These are people that have created their visions. But creating a vision is a daunting task. Suffice to say, it is fulfilling when you see the end results. My vision is to help people become the best versions of themselves. When we look at that aspect, you relate it to legends like Michael Jackson, who after his death sold more records, or Ken Saro-Wiwa, who after his demise was better known for his belief. I'll ask you, what is your vision? Mr. Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters, our lovely guests. Today I'll be writing on my first project. And I'll be telling you, I'll be taking you on a journey into my personal life, my personal vision for the future. I've led several projects, some big, some small, but in most cases, I have seen them through to completion. And I'll tell you, it is fulfilling to see the end results because you work with people and we need each other. As they say, no man is an island. And I'll take from Alex Soth when he said, nobody really wants to be alone. People need people. And to thrive, we need each other. Why do you think the meanest form of punishment is not physical or mental torture? It's actually solitary confinement. They deprive you of that very valuable resource you have, which is human relationships. They break you. And you'll be wondering, why people don't live together? Yet we value our relationship, but yet we cannot stand each other. Either he's too fat, he's too tall, he's too short, he has money, he's broke, he has a pot belly, oh, he has a six-pack just like me. No matter what you do, these days you can't seemingly get to satisfy people. Question is why? It's because of our different modes of communication. How do we pass the message across? How do you tell the second person that this is what I want to do, or this is the message I'm trying to pass? How do you communicate effectively? How do you help somebody become the best version of themselves when you don't even understand what they are saying? Imagine a scenario whereby distinguished Toastmaster Kubi presents his speech so eloquently, and you get every single detail of what he's saying. Or I need help. I'm just looking at the screen and I see distinguished Toastmaster Chidi, and she can tell precisely what's going on in my mind. Imagine a situation or a future where empathy is the order of the day. Everyone is kind to each other. We are more tolerant. We are more forgiving. Negativity is out. And that's because we can effectively communicate what's on our mind and become the best versions of who we're meant to be. That's what my profile says. I help people become the best versions of themselves. And I'm 100% Nigerian. Question is this: why do I do this? Why am I passionate about this? It's quite simple. You have people labeling themselves as loners or introverts or hermits. The truth is, how to express what's inside them is hard. How to communicate and let people know that this is how I feel, this is what I want, is hard. So they rather just keep to themselves. I don't want to trouble, mind your business, I mind my business. But at the end of the day, it's not very helpful for the society as a whole. And I have a simple process that I want to do, which is I have a 3-point strategy plan for this. The first one is work with mentors, people that have succeeded, people that are good in their field. I've identified Ramona J. Smith. She was the 2018 world champion for public speaking. I've already signed up for her course, which is going to start in March. What she's going to help me do is help me create the brand and package myself such that I can deliver speeches and talk to people and help them extract what they have not said in a way that can be understood. Secondly, we like credibility. The best place I know I can build credibility is in Toastmasters International. And I decided to give myself an early birthday, which is attaining my distinguished Toastmaster status by running through my second path. And being a Toastmaster, I take it as a lifelong process. For me, it's a lifestyle. So over time, within the next 8 years or thereabout, I'd have run through all the projects. And then I'll be able to elicit the precise communication type or what people want and know how to pass the message across to them. Thirdly, I have 3 areas of concentration that I will use, and I concentrate on what I believe is the foundation. 1, body language. 2, your choice of words. And 3, your vocal variety or tonality. I'll give you an example. If you're familiar with this series, Friends, there's a character by the name Joey. There's a phrase he says, "How you doing?" Remember, he's not saying, "How are you?" His choice of words is very critical. How he passes the message across with the arc in his eyes, the non-verbal communication, and obviously his tonality. With that, he passes the message across and everybody understands critically what he's trying to say. Then we'll now come back to putting everything together. When I have my mentors, I've crafted my vision, I've gained credibility, I have the 3 areas I focus on. What is left? 8 years, 7 years down the line, let's say 8 years down the line, when I try to finish, by then I should be 52 or thereabouts. I will look back at today and remember that this is the future I have seen. Thank you very much. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Toastmaster Ibrahim Oreba, thank you most graciously for that speech. This is 100% a Nigerian speech as well, and it's magnificent in all dimensions. I learned from your speech that people need people, and to thrive, we need people. That is set in tablets of stone. And thank you most graciously for the scintillating brilliance of your oration. Ladies and gentlemen, our next speaker is distinguished Toastmaster Kubi Oyenga. And this speaker would be evaluated by the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Craig Esohode. Permit me to assert that distinguished Toastmaster Kubi Oyenga would be speaking from the presentation mastery learning path. This is level 1, project 2 speech assignment. The goal or purpose To use the word of the day, the prime goal or purpose of this speech is for him to learn or review basic methods for writing a speech with a defined purpose and to present a well-organized speech on any topic. The length of this speech is 5 to 7 minutes. Fellow Toastmasters friends and guests, having established the parameters of the speech, who then is Kubi Uyanga? To the best of my brain power, the sartorial elegance of distinguished Toastmaster Kubi Uyanga is palpable and manifest. He is a writer and communications consultant, speaking professionally, and he has been in the institution of Toastmasters, if my memory serves me correctly, since 2013. Toastmaster Kubi Uyanga today is the president of Merit Toastmasters Club and the Club Growth Director 2 of Division F. The title of this speech is "A Goal is Not Enough." A goal is not enough. Please join me with a rapturously resounding round of applause, distinguished Toastmaster Kubi Uyanga.
Thank you so kindly, Toastmaster Craig Isowode, for that rapturous introduction. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, members of Harmony Toastmasters, friends and guests on the call. A goal is not enough. That's the title of my presentation today, but the presentation does not exactly belong to me alone. It's not exactly a speech, if I may put it that way. Rather, the purpose of my engagement this evening is to convince myself of something, and I will need your help for me to be able to achieve this purpose. So if you are going to be so kind to help me, I just want you to know that in the course of my communication this evening, I will ask a number of questions, and I'll be so glad if you'll be so kind to oblige each time I ask questions. Now, the first set of questions, I'm going to repeat about 3 quotes. And after each quote, I'll just request that you respond in the chat box if you believe it to be true or not. Before I go forward, I want to see if you agree to answer the questions anytime I send them. If you agree, just drop "I agree" on the chat box. Let me see before I move on. Oh, I can see thumbs up. Wonderful. Thank you so much. So the first quote is by R.J. Mite. It says, "You can do anything if you set goals. You just have to push yourself." You can do anything if you set goals. You just have to push yourself. Do you agree to that quote or not? Let me know. If you agree, thumbs up. If you don't agree, thumbs down. I'll ask again, please. I need you to help me go through this. So please answer the question when I ask, if you'll be so kind. I'll repeat the quotes. You can do anything if you set goals. You just have to push yourself. Do you agree with that quote? Thank you, Toastmaster Ikrama, Toastmaster Abdurrahim. Yes, yes. Oh, you agree with the quote. Okay, I'll ask another one. See, Toastmaster Gabriel saying yes to. Toastmaster distinguished Toastmaster Chidi says yes to. So the next one is, the victory of success is half won when one gains the habit of setting and achieving goals. Do you agree? Yes or no? The quote once again. Okay, so Gabriel says yes. Okay, I'll repeat the quotes. The victory of success is half won when one gains the habit of setting and achieving goals. Do you agree? Yes or no? Yes, okay. Agreement, 100% agreement with the two quotes. So the third one, it's not the goal that will make you successful. It's what you do daily. That's by Maxime Lugace. It's not the goals that will make you successful. It is what you do daily. Do you agree? Yes or no? Oh, so in agreement with all of this. Wonderful. You've been so kind. So let's move on. Now I'll direct the questions to individuals. The very first person I'd like to speak to is Toastmaster Salif Mohammed. Toastmaster Salif, would you please unmute and listen to the question, respond to the question after I pose it? Toastmaster Salif, are you here with me?
Yes, I'm all ears.
Okay, wonderful. So have you at any point been given to making New Year resolutions?
Not exactly.
Okay, no problem. If I may ask in just one sentence, why not?
Because I feel that on a daily basis, if you work on every day to do something tangible for that day, you will end up achieving the goal you set out. Resolutions, to my knowledge, don't work at all. But if you can consciously work on every day to use the day wisely, you will always achieve your goals.
Wonderful. So now the distinction is between goals and systems. You see, conventional wisdom claims that the best way to achieve whatever you desire is to set specific goals and go after them. But if you think long and hard, you might find out that the results that you obtained have had less to do with the goals that you set, but with your own behavior on a daily basis, the systems or the processes that you go through. So I'll have maybe just Mr. Craig to respond to this question. Just Mr. Craig.
Hello.
Okay. In my estimation, I think you are an exceptional master of the English language. So in your estimation, are you that because you wanted to be, or because you have a set of habits, including reading of dictionaries very regularly?
But of course, Mr. Presenter, you've already hit the nail on the head. This is something I've devoted my life to for more than 20 years. And it's a daily engagement with the language through listening to speakers, reading dictionaries, reading novels. Daily, I engage with the language.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for responding. So simply put, goals are the results you want to achieve, but systems are the processes that lead to those results. So as a new member, you might have a goal, you want to speak better, but what will lead you there? It is the system, the process of attending all meetings and playing roles at all those meetings. Maybe you are an entrepreneur who has the goal of building a billion naira business. That is a goal, but how do you achieve that result? It is by the systems you set in recruiting, the systems you set in your marketing, the systems you set in testing your products. 3 facts. 1, winners and losers all have goals. You might agree with me, both Egypt and Sudan want to lift the AFCON. Is that true? And Senegal want to lift the AFCON? Yes or no?
Yes.
Wonderful, thank you. And also, goals or rather, goals achievement only bring momentary change. For example, if I am a sloppy man, but then I decide I want to have a clean room, I summon the courage, I clean up my room. Will it take long before the room becomes dirty again? Yes or no, please? Oh, I see the red card and my time is up. But to sum all my thoughts up, the truth is that the purpose of setting goals is to win the game. But the purpose of implementing systems is to continue playing the game. And as a last word, you do not rise to the level of your goals, rather, you fall to the level of your systems. So, my charge to you this evening is do not wait until you've reached your goal to be proud of yourself. Be proud of every step you take towards reaching that goal. Thank you very much. Back to you, the Toastmaster.
All right, thank you most graciously, distinguished Toastmaster Younger, for an exemplary. You can do everything if you set goals. You just have to push yourself. Many thanks for this exemplary speech. We're going to go straight now to our timekeeper to tell us how both speakers performed with regard to time management. Over to you, Mr. Timekeeper, please.
Thank you very kindly. Once again, the Toastmaster of the day, I would say you did splendiferously amazing. But for the last speech where you were meant to show the amber card, you were distracted with the wonderful questions thrown at you by the speaker. The first speaker was well within time. He spoke for 7 minutes, 5 seconds. And the second, that's Toastmaster Abdurrahim Raiba. And the second speaker took a whopping 9 minutes, 29 seconds in his speech. It was interesting. I guess that's why it took that long and we didn't really notice. That's the report for the prepared speeches.
Right, many thanks for the accuracy of your reports. Ladies and gentlemen, we have concluded 2 segments. We are now going to transition to the final or the last segment of the meeting, and it is devoted to evaluation. That's because evaluation is the prime opportunity for us to learn transferable public speaking, communication, and leadership skills. And this segment would be championed by the general evaluator. Ladies and gents, please join me to welcome back to the spotlight our industrious, our indefatigable, our indomitable general evaluator, Toastmaster Salib Mohammed. General evaluator, are you there? Right, it appears that the general evaluator has some challenges with his internet connection. I will step into the breach of the general evaluator until he returns. Ladies and gentlemen, it was Les Brown, the American motivational speaker, who rationalized or observed that you cannot see the picture when you are in the frame. And this is the rationale behind the significance of evaluation in the Toastmasters educational program. It has 3 constituents. First, we're going to have the evaluation of the extemporaneous and prepared speeches. Next, we're going to listen to the report of the functionary roles or meeting functionaries. And we are going to listen to the report of the general evaluator. First, we're going to permit me to welcome first the evaluator of the table topics segment. I introduced him earlier. In case you were not here when I introduced him, he's a writer and communications consultant. He's currently serving as the president of Merit Toastmasters Club and the club growth director too for Division F. Ladies and gentlemen, join me to welcome distinguished Toastmaster Kubi Rianga to evaluate the table topics respondents.
Mr. Toastmaster of the Day. Toastmaster of the Day. I have to admit that I wasn't attentive during the table topics session and wasn't able to pick down points. So if you were able to pick even a couple of points that you can share to the speakers, I'll be glad if you can cover that for me. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Table Topics Evaluator. Let me confirm first. Is the general evaluator back? Toastmaster Salif, are you back? Are you there now?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
All right, please, you can carry on with the meeting.
All right, thank you very kindly. If you didn't get the table topics responses from the table topic speakers, it is quite understandable. I guess the recording is on. What we will do is take a look at the recording after and get back to the respondents. So I'll go straight to the prepared speeches evaluators. And I start with the evaluator for the first speaker, Toastmaster Abdurrahim Oraegbe. His evaluator is DTM Chidi. DTM Chidi, the floor is yours for your evaluation of the first speaker.
Thank you most graciously, General Evaluator for this evening, Toastmaster Salim. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Wow. Toastmaster Rahim shared a prime message which was embedded in his speech with us this evening. He shared his vision, which he said was to help people become the best versions of themselves. And he specifically told us that people who always follow the man with a vision, not the man with a goal. Toastmaster Rahim, congratulations on achieving the objective of your speech this evening, which was to share your vision with us. I love how you started. You started with a catchy introduction. What that does, fellow Toastmasters, is it keeps the audience glued and make them anticipate what the speaker is going to say now. I just asked Toastmaster Rahim was able to keep me glued and my attention fixed on him for the duration of his speech. Toastmaster Rahim, I loved your use of quotes in the body of your speech. Your audience engagement was on point. You looked at who was on the screen and you incorporated them into your speech. The moment you mentioned my name, my attention picked a notch higher because I wanted to hear what you were going to say, what reference you were going to use me for. Loved your gestures, your eye contact was spiffing. One thing that most speakers have been unable to basically master is the concept of engaging, maintaining eye contact while they are speaking. My recommendation for you this evening, Toastmaster Rahim, is You mentioned some names while you were speaking, but I did not hear you give us a brief insight into who they were. It would be good to let us know who you're speaking about so that your listeners can easily go back and make reference to them. Do not assume that your speakers understand who you're speaking to, even though they might be someone who everybody should know. Overall, I loved that you were calm and composed. You delivered your speech with oomph and panache. Congratulations once again. You shared your vision with us, and you took us through a journey to understand that people need people and that no one really wants to be alone. To challenge yourself, amplify your voice a notch higher, because I struggle to hear you sometimes while you spoke, but certainly did not lose me through your speech. I'm certain you would look back and indeed be sure that you saw the future. Toastmaster Rahim, you have my warmest regards. Mr. General Evaluator, the virtual lectern is yours.
Thank you.
Mr. General Evaluator, your microphone is switched off.
Sorry about that. Thank you very kindly, DTM Chidi, for the wonderful evaluation. The next evaluator to evaluate DTM Kubi Uyanga is TM Craig Eshewode, the Toastmaster of the day. TM Craig, the floor is yours.
All right, many thanks for that. General Evaluator, let me just create a bit of a context. The speech was from the presentation mastery part, and the goal was for Kubi to review basic methods for writing a speech with a defined purpose. What I observed, first of all, was that this topic, the speech topic, was suggestive. It was suggestive because it tickled my curiosity and left something to my imagination. A goal is not enough. When we utilize the suggestive approach to craft our speech topic, it attracts attention to our presentation. Another great example of a suggestive speech title is A Great Read by Verity Price, the current world champion of public speaking. Secondly, I love the speech organization, which reinforced the purpose of the speech and equally gave a room for him to launch a resounding conclusion. At the beginning, you would observe that he established that is to convince myself of something. There he left some suspense and mystery. And then in the end, he used the conclusion window to reinforce the purpose of the speech when he said, the purpose of setting goals is to win the game. Ladies and gentlemen, it was Ralph Smedley, the founder of Toastmasters, who mentioned that a speech without purpose is like a journey without destination. Ladies and gentlemen, defining a purpose for our speech is vital to public speaking success. Permit me to encourage distinguished Toastmaster Kubi Uyanga for something, and that is time control, time management. The speech was supposed to last for 7 minutes, 30 seconds maximum, but I realized that you spent 9 minutes, 29 seconds, according to the timekeeper's report. I may want to encourage you to please practice using a timer, and then this can help to streamline your speech, and you will not go over time, because when you don't go over time, then that shows some level of respect for audience members. The most beloved part of the speech was your audience, the brilliance of your audience awareness. You were able to engage the audience the whole time, and I want to commend you for that. I can see the red card already. Congratulations on accomplishing the purpose of your speech project. Back to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you very kindly. And thank you all for the wonderful speech evaluations. I'll go over the other report with my great team. And I would like to start with the grammarian and accountant, a man who knows his onions, the man who is fit for this role. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, let's make welcome the president of Harmony Toastmasters.
Thank you very much, Mr. General Evaluator, for that comprehensive and wonderful introduction. Again, I will apologize for my hoarse voice. So, surprisingly, maybe because most of those who spoke today are experienced Toastmasters, few things to talk about. That's one. And two, this is regrettably, we're not generous with the use of the word of the day. I think I only noticed TM Craig and the president using it. TM Craig used it 2 times and the president uses it once or twice, I mean. So we're not so generous at using the word of the day. Now I'm going to comment. Okay, and then also TM Craig used the filler expression E 3 times, and then TM Kubi, DTM Kubi, I beg your pardon, used the word so twice in the same stretch of expression, and then once. Then I'll speak about the language used. One particular expression that stood out for me was used by TM Craig when he said, somebody make use of the conclusion window. That stuck with me. Conclusion window. It's ingenious. It's clever. Thank you very much, TM Craig. Now I'm going to talk about some of the not so impeccable use of grammar. And I would talk about TM Oreagba. First, the word either. The word either is used, it is used in pairs to contrast 2 things, either or, neither nor. You don't use any of these expressions to list, but TM Oreagba used it to list, and then he didn't remember to mention the other leg of the expression, or he just said either, and then he kept mentioning, and he forgot the other part. That's that. And then some expressions that has to do with pronunciation. For example, the word S-A-Y-S is not pronounced says, it's pronounced says. And then the other one that looks like it is future. And lastly, the TH expressions, those words that have TH at their beginning. One of the things, one of the sounds that can help individual improve, especially Nigerians, because we do not have that sound in our mother tongue, improve on their pronunciation is pronouncing the TH word appropriately, the and so we'll do well to work on this. Mr. General Evaluator, that is my feedback. Thank you.
You would all agree with me that he has reaffirmed my assertion that he's the prime fit for the role. With that, I would like to conclude with the entire evaluation. The meeting started late, about 15 minutes late, although it wasn't the fault of any of the members, but in Toastmasters, there are no excuses. It could have been better. So in future, let's try to start early. We have to plan, even if we're waiting for another meeting, it's important that we plan to start early. We could wrap up the other meeting earlier and begin early. As regards time, it's prime, and there are no excuses for starting late. And 15 minutes is not a short time. It's actually late. Also, they were absent from the meeting, role players for them. There was no plan B from the onset, and we took time looking for people to fill in. Fortunately, in Toastmasters, there is always no vacuum. We are fortunate that we are all ready to take up the gauntlet at any time. Thank you to all those who volunteered to take multiple roles. Thank you very kindly. You made this meeting more enthralling beyond my imagination from the beginning. Thank you so much. And I would say that although we started late, and to confirm that, I need to stop my evaluation. A wonderful meeting we've had today. Thank you all for crossing all the hurdles and making this meeting very interesting. May I hand over the lectern to the Toastmaster of the day, TM Craig, the Sowade.
Mr. General Evaluator, thank you most graciously for your uplifting feedback. Ladies and gents, before I relinquish control of the limelight, I feel impelled to announce the result of the What's in the Box Zoom game, which I established at the beginning. All right, let's go, shall we? What's in the box? I'm going to open the box now. All right, here. Let's have a look at it. Let's have a look at it. That's a deodorant. All right. I want to thank all of you who responded to the Zoom game in the chat box or the chat function. It has been great. It has been fun, but my time here is done. I will now relinquish control to the president. Gabriel Itoku, back to you, please.
Thank you very kindly. Mr. Toastmaster of the day, thank you again. Thank you for always being there. And also I'll say thank you for everyone that attended today's meeting. Particularly, I noticed that people really rally around to make sure people attend this meeting, because for some reasons, members of the Harmony Toastmasters, some of them joined earlier, and then for whatever reasons, they were no longer on the call. We'll find out why that is. I'm going to say thank you very kindly to all that made today's meeting successful. Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate Harmony Toastmasters. I appreciate you. And then I'd also like to say that we may not be able to have the business meeting, this business section of this meeting, because those that should be around are not around. As of now, I think I am the only one. I'm the only one around from Harmony Toastmasters. So we'll not be able to have the business section of this meeting. I think would schedule that for another time as time affords us and situation helps us. Thank you again. Thank you very much. So today, now we've come to the end of today's meeting, and we'll adjourn till a fortnight, which will be the third Sunday. Is also our second meeting of the month. Thank you again, and thank you very much. On this note, I'm going to say bye to everybody who made today's meeting successful. See you in a fortnight. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. And sincere apologies for my own slip up where I wasn't attentive during the table topics session. I apologize for that.
Okay.